Hello, welcome to Sphere. I think there are some new faces at this time, so warm welcome. And warm welcome to the demo stage. On this demo stage, you will get to actually see our solutions and beyond. So we will introduce here the biggest launches of this Sphere time and also show you lots of things that are cooking. So here with me, I have Artturi and I am Suvi. And first, we are going to show you how Elements portfolio looks like today. But how we got here, I think we should jump a little bit backwards and see how yesterday's headlines looked like. So Artturi, will you take us to a time machine first?
Sure, thanks, Suvi. I'm sure all of you have seen the headlines. It really does feel like ransomware has suddenly become the single biggest cybersecurity threat for businesses of all sizes. But ransomware isn't really a new phenomenon. This is Breveton. This is ransomware. It locked your computer and asked you to make a payment in exchange for getting access back to your computer. And this is from 2012, from 12 years ago. My own journey, my own history with ransomware started 10 years ago, in 2014. I joined WithSecure, or F-Secure as it was back then. I joined as a summer intern, and one of my first research projects that summer was looking at the evolution of ransomware in 2013 and 2014. And I especially looked at a brand of ransomware called CryptoWall. And I keep coming back sometimes to those learnings and especially to what's happened since then. Because I think for me there's two important lessons there. Two lessons. Firstly, it is possible to beat the cybercriminals. We did that with the first wave of ransomware because back then, ransomware focused on consumers. It targeted normal people, people like you and I. It went after consumers because consumers were the easy prey. But as we all know, for the past 5 or more years, ransomware has focused on businesses. What happened was consumers used to be easy prey. They used to be using outdated software. They wouldn't keep their web browsers up to date, for example. And they used to be using legacy software, plugins like Flash and Java and Silverlight. Browser vendors started turning automatic updates on. Browser vendors started disabling legacy software on behalf of those consumers. And it got too hard, too expensive for the cybercriminals to go after consumers. They switched to businesses. You know why they switched to businesses? Businesses have more money, and businesses are even worse at keeping their software up to date. But really the first learning was by focusing on those basics and getting them implemented properly, we can actually beat the cybercriminals. And the second learning was the value of understanding how we got here so that we can understand where we're going. We worked a lot to understand how ransomware had evolved and how those operators, those cybercriminals, had evolved their techniques. And we got good enough that we were able to predict what they would do next. We were able to predict 3 or 4 days in advance what malicious infrastructure they would be using in their next wave of attacks. And we were able to proactively block those for our customers and keep our customers safe. So by understanding how we got here, we were able to see where we were going. I'm sure you've also seen the headlines around generative AI and large language models. The headlines that compare AI and generative AI to the Industrial Revolution. But AI isn't a new thing either. We've been researching and developing machine learning and artificial intelligence-based capabilities for almost 2 decades. Since 2006, we launched our first machine learning-based protection capabilities in 2006. We didn't know to call it machine learning back then. We called it statistical methods because the mathematicians working with us said that's what it's called. But really, you would call it basic machine learning. Fun fact, we called our first AI Gemini, and it took only 70 more years for Google to come up with the idea of calling their AI Gemini. And WithSecure as a brand is only 2 years old. We launched WithSecure in 2022. But it's not our first time protecting businesses. It's not our first time building security solutions, building endpoint protection or detection and response or artificial intelligence. We've been doing this for over 3 decades. Since 1988, that's 36 years ago. We got started as a consulting and training company called Data Fellows. But one of the first, most common concerns our customers had was cybersecurity. And since then, we've been working together with our customers to solve their most urgent concerns. Since then, we've been working together with our customers to build them those tools to keep their business safe. And it's that heritage, that experience and expertise, that history of understanding how we got here so that we can understand where we need to go. It's that heritage that also is part of today's solution, our Elements Cloud.
Yes. In fact, our strategy is now a lot around the Elements Cloud, the Elements portfolio. And I think if we look at yesterday, so quite recent history, we can see already some glances of how we got here to today's picture. Already 2015, vulnerability management, 2018, EDR was introduced, first co-security service Elevate was launched. 2021 was, of course, the year when we introduced the Elements, WithSecure Elements with the cloud-native, single, one agent, everything all in once. That has taken us now from these point solutions. That is the path that our customers need. So now, since then, we have added modules, we have started adding services as well, because this is the combination we believe in. This is the combination that will actually take through your days. And I think now we could actually have a look at how it looks today. So it is no coincidence that it's a sphere-shaped. So it means that it's really a unified, it's dynamic fusion of both proactive technology, we have exposure management technology, we have XDR, effective XDR. And not only technology, but also services. So companies cannot be left alone with some technology piece, but they need to be helped. And we believe that there is no one model how to help them. Mid-sized companies, we all know there are different needs in mid-sized companies, different skill sets, different competencies, different working times. We need to have and cater for whatever there is the need. With Elements, we can do this. In the core, we have also the machine, the Elements Cloud platform, which is unified. It is integrable, and now it is also AI-powered. It has been for some time already, but now we will bring some more skills, because Elements is really made for the user. Whatever we develop, it's always for that user who has to manage the daily operations. That's our main principle. So this is how things look today. And with this, we try to bring also the resilience and the productivity for the day. And also help in the path towards compliance, with the new compliance requirements there are as well. So with this, I think we should mention that what are the key launches at Sphere that you should definitely hear on this stage as well. Shall we take there?
Let's do that. I'm super excited to finally get to be sharing everything we've been working on with you. So later today, on this stage, we'll be talking about exposure management. You know, if if people are now talking about generative AI being the industrial revolution for productivity, I like to think exposure management could actually become the industrial revolution for cybersecurity productivity. We're also launching XDR with identity security. Today's businesses, most small, medium businesses are really just software they use on devices with identities. And with the launch of identity security, we have you covered. We've got you covered on your most important cloud service. We have you covered on your devices, and now we have you covered on your identities. And of course, managed detection and response, enabling our partners to provide world-class managed detection and response services to their end customers. It's been designed for partners so that the partner is always there with us and stays in control of the customer relationship, the customer experience, and the business, because it's the partner's customer relationship, not ours. So those are the 3 launches later today on this stage.
But they are not all. As we know, WithSecure Luminen is here. And it's the cyber owl that is going to be the user's friend, helping out throughout the days, making things easier and quicker. You don't need to wonder what those detections are about. Luminen will help you. And Luminen will have more skills. So please find out about those skills at the booth. They will tell you what's coming next. So we're really excited about all of these.
Like Suvi said, hopefully we see all of you also over at the demo booths to learn more and get to really interact with our experts, ask questions, see things live. So with that, thank you and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, enjoy.
Thank you, Artturi and Suvi. I have one question, and then we can do one question from the audience. So think about one question. What's your favorite product launch? Which of the 4? Your personal favorite one?
Okay, I have to say that my favorite is now exposure management, but just because I believe this is really the next step for mid-sized companies. They need to become proactive in the mindset, how they think about cybersecurity. And maybe it has been a bit difficult in the past, but it's no longer. So it's really my favorite.
I think exposure management is the most transformative and important, but I like Luminen. Yep. And I like it because we're finally giving those tools that many of you only dreamed of having access to, those types of tools that usually cost hundreds of thousands of dollars if you go and buy them from some of the other brands. And we're able to give those to you free of charge in the products that we offer. So I think that's why I'll pick Luminen.
Great, great. Thanks. And one question from the audience. Don't be shy. If no, then we have a question asked already. So thank you again. And we will move forward to the next speaker. Thank you, Artturi and Suvi. We will move